It's Oh my gosh, you can tell we are having so much fun today, and I really hope that you're enjoying each and every contribution. And we are rounding out day 3 with no disappointments here. So we are bringing you best-selling author Rosie Marocha. And listen, this woman is just a compassionate force for change. After 13 years as a nurse, I can't imagine. Rosie has seamlessly transitioned into a manifestation mentor. I hope your antennas are up now, infusing her journey with purpose and passion. And if you've read her chapter, you know this to be true. Rosie's background in healthcare has given her a very unique perspective on the human experience. I love that term. And now, as a mentor, she channels her nurturing instincts really to guide others toward a life of fulfillment. And that's been a buzzword, that's been a key common denominator in our summit thus far. Her unwavering commitment to positive change is evident in her approach to manifestation, where she empowers individuals to align with their thoughts and their actions with their true desires. Welcome to the show, Rosie. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for bringing this book to life.
Yeah, no,
And
it's been amazing. And I really, when I think about our book, I want this to be a handbook for the living. I really do. And so, as we're kind of going through this summit, our publisher is working with the printer to get our books printed. So this will soon be in hands everywhere if they didn't download it from Amazon. But one thing I really want to know from you is what's the biggest key takeaway or key concept that you want our readers to really leave with after they read your chapter?
yeah, so it's in the title itself, like manifestation as a lifestyle. People think that they tap in and out of manifestation, and it's just not true, right? We are actually manifesting our life into existence every moment of every single day. It's just the human experience takes you through some darker moments in our life that ignites us to then wake up back to our truth. And in doing that inner work, I feel that it resonates with each and every one at some point in time where they just feel like, I've done the things that everybody said to do, but I am not feeling fulfilled. And we each share our own individual stories of whatever hardship we've gone through and then grown out of, and then we create our passion and purpose out of it. So my chapter really speaks to the journey back to your truest self and how you are the creator of your reality, whether you realize it or not. And that's why I really encourage people to see it through the lens of it being a lifestyle, because you've had the power of all along. You've just given it away.
Oh, when we look at it like that, it's our responsibility. It is a responsibility, and it's amazing. And I don't really believe in self-accountability. It's just my personal opinion. I think we need humans like you to help us flourish, to help us grow, to help us continue to take step after step, even in moments of uncertainty, because those moments are going to pop up. And so, you transitioning from nurse to a manifestation mentor, that's a big shift. That's a big change. So I'd love to know, what was the calling? What happened here? How did this happen?
Yeah. It was honestly so profound. Like, I feel that the pandemic definitely caused a lot of people to even involuntarily go inward.
Oh,
So, being a nurse in the environment, being on maternity leave at the time, having my child actually in 2020, not seeing in any way, shape, or form the sight of this oncoming pandemic, but then birthing a child by myself, going through a little bit of a rocky marriage, I would say, at a time. But again, I created that from an unhealed space, from a space of unworthiness. So I recognize that. And we always recognize things in hindsight. So nursing was just no longer in alignment, because what was being taught and what was occurring in our external reality, they two just were not resonating with my soul. And I was like, you know what? I'm worth more. I have a greater impact. I lead, love, and serve people with all my heart. But I'm like, you can't take accountability for that, you know? Each individual has a part to play in their own life. And I was like, how can I show people after going through this spiritual awakening myself, bring people back to their power? Because it's like, that's where your truth lies. Like, you have all the answers within you, and you have the ability to create the life that you desire. How can I show you? Well, by being it first, right? So I
Mm.
always say that I'm my best testimonial because, I obviously the desire somewhere comes from wanting more freedom and financial freedom and freedom to work from wherever you want to, and different forms of freedom, whatever it might mean to each individual. So I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't be away from my family for X amount of hours and only be paid this much and beg for vacation and XYZ. And I'm not trying to paint a bad picture on nursing. It absolutely has its place, and I feel that I have served it to the best of my capacity, but my soul was no longer in alignment. And my physical self was saying, like, it's time, you got to get out. And the moment I did, I 4x'd my income by not doing more. By, yes, learning maybe new skills, but also learning to show up more in my authenticity and leading by example. So this is me being here in that identity today, which is a part of the chapter of shaping the identity of the version you wish to create. The old me would have never shown up this way. I would be too scared to show up.
Oh my gosh. Oh, come on. We're going to church today. So here's the thing, hearing your story, I've read your book, I've met you, I just learned so much. That was not an easy decision, but you knew definitively, like, I am just not in alignment with this anymore. And it hurts my heart. It hurts my soul with how many humans having a human experience, as you say, will settle, right?
Yeah.
Because of fear, because of uncertainty, because of other people's opinions or expectations of them. And if you're listening to me right now and you're like, oh, it's hitting a chord, right? Lean
Mm.
in, because this is why we wrote this book. This is why we're here today. So I want to know from your point of view, how has this material, how has this approach, what kind of impact has this had on lives? Because there's someone listening right now who's sitting in that place of fear and they want this so bad, but they need to hear the testimonies. They need to hear how you've seen this impact for them to increase their confidence a little bit to take that next step.
I really say tap into your intuition, tap into your heart. If it resonates and it pulls a chord, like you said, there's something in it for you. And there's like a butterfly, white butterfly, just flying
Oh.
right by as I say this. So that's my confirmation. The universe is always speaking. Are you listening? Right? And it's conspiring in your favor. It's just, as I said, when we're doing it from an unconscious state, we're not realizing what it is we're putting out there. So I would encourage you for a moment to just take a step back and say, okay, if this is what's showing up in my external reality, what must I be thinking, doing, and acting from that's creating this? And just entertain the opposite for a moment. It's going to be hard because your ego is going to come in the way and say, oh, hold up, hold up. Why are you acting like this? Right? But I encourage you to still do it and watch. Everything that you want is already there. It's just you haven't come to perceive it just yet because your lens is just, fogged up for a moment. So,
Mhm.
how can you unfog that lens? By continuing to, leading from the desired state of that which you desire, following the nudges that come your way, and not being scared and staying in your human and thinking, oh no, this is all that it can ever be. And when you do that, you're expanding to greater levels of awareness. And that brings you to uncomfortable territory, yes. But then when you lead by faith, you are going to be met by these beautiful things that, as I said, the universe is always conspiring in your favor. What are you putting out there?
It's so powerful, and it's a different way of thinking. It's a different way of being. So when we're in that human experience, and I'm sure, I come from the medical background as well. And as a nurse, I am sure there are days where you felt like you were probably very much on autopilot. You just did the thing, you did and it's like, what about the humans who are listening and they're like, man, I, I don't know what I want, Rosie. What could they do to kind of explore that space and unveil what's been suppressed?
Yeah. Man, that was me. When I left nursing, that was the only thing that I knew to do, right? Because they said go to school. So I went to school. They said go do nursing. I did nursing. And believe me, it did fulfill and bring me to a beautiful place in my life. But then there came a point, like I said, it just wasn't in alignment. And I didn't know what was going to be next. But there was this inner knowing and awakening, like I said, at that point where I was just like, this cannot be it for life. Like I went through loss of friendships, my grandfather. So I feel grief really brings you to that too, especially when it's really, really close to you. It doesn't have to be immediate family, but whatever shape and form grief takes in your life. And it leads you to a point where you're just like, this can't be it. There has to be more. I might not know what that more is, but I'm going to lean in. And so I did that. And I invested in myself in a course, in a program. I'm like, there are effortless ways to create a life of freedom. I know I don't know the full picture just yet, but I'm still going to lean in. And then
Mm.
as I kept doing the work, I became more and more consciously aware of, as I said, who and what I am, which is, a soul expressing as a human for a moment in time. And what is that? When you really go back to the essence of it, God, source, universe, whatever it is that you believe in, is living life literally through you. So I became so passionate about wanting to teach this to people because so many people are walking around unaware, creating their life by circumstance and victimhood. And I was
Yes.
like, I really find, if I was honest with myself, I am good intuitively at picking up on whether or not someone aligns, understands, or, you know, is listening to their soul or inner self. And I can pick up on it. And I feel like I activate people throughout my life and I have empowered them in ways. So I was like, you know what, Rosie, this would be so good. Like you can totally be a coach. So it came to me, but that doesn't have to be everybody's story. For them, it could be something completely different. And it's an innate talent that you just never acted upon in your journey of life because you listen to your mom, your dad, society. No, you can never make money being a florist or being a carpenter or having any other skilled trade when really you know that that's where your heart and your passion lies. And it's like, bet on yourself for once. If not in this lifetime, then when? You know?
Oh, 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 that's the ultimate question. And that's why I said like this is a new level of responsibility because I know a lot of us tend to blame our childhood, blame our upbringing. We want to play that victim role and put the blame on other people. So, my personal big burning question for you is this a moment for you when you were transitioning out of nursing into, manifestation mentor? Is this like a jump in the parachute will open kind of thing, or did you have someone kind of guiding you through your uncertainty as well?
So I've followed nudges in my personal awareness in my journey. Like I've read The Secret when it came out. My soul guided me to it. Did I understand it? Nope. That was back in 2006. I was like, I don't know, in my teens. Then my grandfather, like I said, passed away in 2008 and I was new in nursing and I also took on the guilt and blame and shame of like, oh my God, you're studying to be a nurse. You couldn't even see the signs. Like it's crazy where your mind takes you.
Yes.
And I read the book The Alchemist, and I never used to identify as being a reader. I hated reading. You cannot make me read a textbook or anything. Like I identified as being an average student. I was like, you know what? I took on the labels that the external said to me based on the grades I got and how I performed and whatever. And I was like, no, that's not the totality of who and what I am because I'm way more than that. And I own that now. Um, I forgot your question. Repeat your question because I was going somewhere and then
Yeah,
say
no, I was wondering, like, is this a jump in the parachute will open, or was there guiding sources for you?
right.
Because it's scary.
It is scary. And I came to a point where I was just like, Rosie, like, I'm fed up. My second child was a handful. And I was like, I can't, like, my maternal instincts are there, but they were just, I couldn't understand or give him what he needed. And he would just, these 2020 babies are something else. But, anyways, I'm not going to go there. But it basically, I was burnt out. I was burnt out, inauthentic to myself, not in the right place in the career, not in my right place in my relationship, not in the right place with my parenting, apparently. And Bob Proctor, again, stood out to me in 2006 when The Secret was concerned. And again, he showed up and he's like, pick up the book. If you find yourself in a tendencies of being a procrastinator, pick up the book, Think and Grow Rich. And read the chapter on procrastination over and over and over again. Okay, I didn't read it over and over again. However, I did read the book. Very masculine in nature, but doesn't matter. It was the underlying message that spiritually I knew to be true. Like, I am creating my life. Like, I just wanted to go deeper in the knowing of like how and what and where I lie subconsciously that is creating my external. I was completely oblivious to it because I was just disconnected from listening to the inner self. So, yes, it was a blind jump into something, but not in its entirety. And who helped guide me? Many teachers and mentors. And like Kathleen Cameron, who I currently am on a sales team for, you know, she created this beautiful program and she happened to be mentored by Bob. And we used to work together, Kathleen and I, in a nursing perspective. So it's just beautiful how, people come to us in our life in like moments of time. And again, we can only piece the puzzle in hindsight. Kathleen and I worked together for like 3 months. No connection thereafter, but we just basically kept in touch over social media. She went on her journey. A year later, I kind of went on my like breakthrough and I couldn't take it anymore. And I'm like, no, if she can do it, and if so and so can do it, I can do it.
Mm.
So these are kind of like Neil Donald Walsh, as I said, Louise Hay, even. I've mentioned them in my chapter as well. Like, these guys are the mentors that I've read the books and not understood it then. But then when I woke up to my truth, I was like, whoa, I literally am so powerful. And so are you. So,
So
the
good.
listener. And it's blind faith sometimes. Yeah.
This
But
is why you guys see why this woman is a best-selling author and why she's here in this summit for you. This is incredible. And you may resonate with what she's saying. If you're in that space and you're like, I know there's something different, there's something more, there's something better. It is time to step into the design. It is time to step into and feel and express true, genuine fulfillment. All right. And I know you brought two gifts today. So I want to ask you just one more question because you shared with us like you 4x your income. You have that freedom. You're living a whole completely different existence, but on a real truth, like let's peel the onion back thing. How had this really impacted your life on like a deep, meaty scale? What do our friends have to look forward to?
yeah. I feel like the ask, you're always subliminally putting it out there. You do desire the opposite, but you're still acting from a place of habit and subconscious programming.
Mm.
So, in identifying it, you want to really just lean in, like I said, when the opportunities arise of a book, a program, a mentorship, whatever it might be. How can you become a vibrational match to that which you desire? Because that's all it is. That's all it is. It's really simple, but you got to get your human out of the way. You got to get your ego a little bit out of the way and use your ego in ways to help be your driving force versus what's holding you back from that which you desire. We're always putting it out there, but are you acting? Are you embodying it? And it was uncomfortable. It wasn't easy. It took me 3 years to actually, no, yes, 3 years to say goodbye. Like, I went down to casual. I gradually let go of my job, but the human likes to hold on to things.
Yeah.
And my nervous system went through, you know, uh, for lack of a better understanding, like panic attack type feelings. And I've never been that person. So I was like, where is this coming from? Right. So you might think like your world is falling apart when you ask for more, but it's not. It's happening for you because you're not taking the steps to lean yourself in the direction. So the universe is almost going to force you and you're going to think, oh, it's a punishment, but it's not. I ended up like breaking my arm during the pandemic with an 8-month-old at home. Like, there's so many things that transpired and it was not easy, but it was like, Rosie, what is it going to take for you to get up, wake up and understand you are this powerful? You are not aligned. Get into alignment. So be gracious, be compassionate with yourself because yes, your human will act up, but
I love that.
it really will. But the sooner you do this work, the sooner you do come back into alignment, the less those things impact you. So the ebbs and flows of life are still going to occur, but you're going to be well equipped to know, nope, it's okay. It's just a blip in the time and all's well. I know the universe is working in my favor all of the time.
Oh, True ownership, man. I love this. And I wish we could just keep talking. This is spectacular. Maybe I'll have to bring you out for an encore because I think this is so needed and it's so relevant. And I think people are yearning for this, but they don't know how to tap into it for themselves. So, like I said, friends, Rosie has brought two gifts today. So I want you to talk a little bit about the journal first. So if
Mhm.
someone's ready to kind of tap in and take that next step, why journal and what is significant about what you're offering today?
Certainly. So anytime, your human kicks in and you're like, no, things are not working out and whatever, whatever. It's beautiful to help you keep yourself accountable and stay in the vibration of gratitude because it's an easy way to shift yourself back to all of the vastness that this world has to offer. You know, we don't have to beg for air. It's there in abundance. It's there. We don't have to beg our body to, heal ourselves. It just knows what to do. The grass outside, our vision, everything we are granted, it is a gift. There's something to be grateful for in any given moment. And that is a beautiful way and a simple way that you can just stay in the vibration of abundance. And so when you ask people, and it tends to be most of the times when people set foot on this journey of wanting to manifest more, chances are they're saying, I want to manifest more money for the freedom that it brings, right? Um, but it's a way deeper journey. So to stay in the vibration of being grateful and in a state of abundance and bringing back yourself to that feeling that I have everything that I need, gratitude is like key. So in keeping a
Hmm.
journal such as that, it helps you when your human kicks in. Oh, how can I journal a little bit realistically in what I can be grateful for in this moment? And that will discipline yourself into shifting from the negative to the positive.
So important. I learned that lesson myself in 2016, and that's really when I took my power back and stepped into alignment. And like you said, you're going to start to live a world that you once thought was impossible, right? Impossible for yourself. And it's true beauty. So, friends, grab that journal, and don't stop there. I think you'll agree with me, Rosie, that time is truly our most precious commodity. And I love that you're giving up your time complimentary to our friends and listeners. So tell us a little bit about this 20-minute call that you're offering as well.
Yeah. So, as I said, lean in. And if we're crossing your path, there's a reason for it. And you might not see it in the moment, but you'll definitely see it in hindsight. And take me up on the offer. Come speak to me for 20 minutes, even if it elicits something for you, clarifies something for you, or you want to invest in a program in yourself so that you can actually lead by example and create that change, not just for yourself, but for all of humanity. But then, let's take it back a notch for yourself, your family, your loved ones, because we have a ripple effect. We think that we do it just for ourselves and it never stops there. It goes out into the cosmos. So if like the universe is coming back to conspire in your favor, imagine when you set forth these beautiful intentions of being there, obviously for yourself, and then rippling out into all of the people that you're going to touch with it. And it doesn't stop at just your loved ones. It stops at infinite, whoever it touches. So
Oh, I
offer
may book
that.
that call just so I can talk to you more.
Oh, you're so cute. It would be my
I
pleasure.
love it. Listen, thank you so much for your time and for your skill and your contribution. What you're giving is ripple effects here. And I can't stress this enough. So grab the journal. There's so much power in journaling. You can rewire that subconscious mind. We can really step into a place of gratitude, raise the vibration, and book a call. Book a call. You never know what you're going to take away from that, what you're going to get out of that. That is your very next step in a perfect, perfect way to close out day 3. Rosie, thank you so much for your time.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Bye, friends. See you in the next video.
Bye.